Action.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Duke Nukem Evermore.
Time to bring
a series
the pain.
where I'll be using the solo gameplay rules to the Duke Nukem Tabletop Meltdown role-playing game in order to recreate the story to the ill-fated Duke Nukem Forever.
It's go
All
time.
of the gameplay and dice rolling will be done prior to the experience and then wrote down in my gameplay notebook, of which then I will be sharing with you awesome people.
Convenient.
The game will be a very organic experience, meaning anything can happen, good or bad.
It's all in the reflexes.
All of the events and actions will be determined by the random roll of 2 percentile dice, and of course damage dice too when damage is dealt. As always, I will be posting a link in the description below for the rulebook. In case you'd like to play your own game of Duke Nukem Tabletop Meltdown.
Cool.
And I will also be posting a link for the how to play video and another one for the previous episode in case you haven't watched it yet, which I would definitely recommend because it is awesome.
Groovy.
And I will also be putting a link for the Google document, which will have the entire story written out in one single juicy Google document.
Let's rock.
Lastly, this video is intended for an adult audience only, as it will contain a lot of extreme violence and cursing and bad language and just a lot of naughty adult themes in general.
Shit happens.
So with all that out of the way,
let the games begin.
It's game time.
Descending back into the 25th floor of the Lady Killer Casino, the wound in Duke's leg throbs in agony, blood soaking through his tattered jeans. Propping himself up on a nearby wall, his keen ears pick up faint alien chatter echoing down the dark halls. Duke examines the gouge, exposed bone protruding through the torn flesh and denim.
Fuck. I gotta get myself patched up. Asses ain't gonna kick themselves.
Leaning against the wall for support, Duke drags himself through the corridor, slowly making his way back to his penthouse. Arriving at a split at the end of the hallway, Duke rounds the corner and spots a lone security camera overhead. He slips behind a vending machine for cover, and then takes a quick glance around its edge. The sound of shuffling feet, followed by alien growls, emits down the corridor, as a group of 3 troopers and a single assault captain exit the penthouse ahead. They exchange words of irritation, heading down the hall away from Duke. To Duke's dismay, however, the captain begins to wander towards the vending machine. Duke slowly draws his sidearm, his heart pounding behind its cage. Just as the beast seems about to pass the machine, he stops in front of it instead. Duke holds his breath as the captain growls before smashing the glass display and grabbing handfuls of candy bars before heading back to the group, tossing each a bar of chocolate. Duke lets out a sigh of relief, then glances back up to the camera, its black lens staring back at him.
Damn it.
As the troop of invaders round the corner, Duke quickly makes his way to the room. Slipping into the doorway, shards of broken glass crack under his boots among the scattered debris of the ravaged room. As he scans the dimly lit space, Duke's ears perk up, picking up the sound of something rummaging through the kitchen ahead. Dropping low, Duke slowly creeps his way across the littered floor. Light from the open refrigerator casts a soft white glow under the room, illuminating a hunched-over figure leaning into the cold box. The beast doesn't seem to notice the crunching beneath Duke's feet as he nears, far too preoccupied with tossing out articles of food onto the counter and floor behind him. Slipping behind a large chopped block in the center of the room, Duke notices the bottle of Jack from the night before, lying on its side half full. Slowly sliding around the block, he reaches up and takes hold of the glass bottle. Leaning around the edge, he sees a lone assault trooper standing in the icy glow. Reaching into the fridge, the alien recovers a single chilled can of EDF-engineered atomic energy drink. Lifting the beverage up to its face for closer inspection, Duke sneaks a few inches closer to the invader. As he creeps within arm's length of the trooper, the crunch of broken eggshells betrays Duke's presence, and the shocked beast spins around quickly to face him.
How about a cold one? On me.
The thick bottle of booze smashes into the skull of the beast, spattering a mix of whiskey and blood into the open fridge door. The creature lets out a roar of shocked pain, throwing its arms up blindly in defense of any additional blows, but is unable to stop Duke from jamming the remainder of the broken bottle into the side of its throat. A fountain of blood spills from the neck of the bottle, and the trooper desperately clutches at his own, dropping to his knees with a gurgled cry. The alien crumples to the tile floor, and Duke picks up the fumbled can just before it rolls into the flowing pool of blood. He cracks open the frosty beverage, causing the carbonated liquid to spew forth from its aluminum mouth. Quickly guzzling down the rejuvenating liquid, Duke feels its enhanced medicinal properties rapidly taking effect, kicking his nervous system into overdrive. His wounds immediately begin sealing themselves up, and his bruises fade before his very eyes. The pain in his leg recedes to nothing more than a dull ache, as Duke finishes the drink with a refreshing sigh of relief.
God bless the EDF.
Crushing the can in his fist, he bounces it off the head of the dying trooper. Duke turns away from the soon-to-be corpse, towards his bedroom to gear up. But as he does so, a shaky claw reaches up with the laser blaster in its grip, splashing hot plasma into his belly. Duke stumbles forward in surprise, but the energy coursing through his veins numbs the pain, and he spins around to deliver a swift kick into the attacker's face with a gruesome snap.
Piece of shit.
A burst of static emits through the dead trooper's communication device, alien chatter breaking in and out of the fuzz. Amongst the garble, Duke hears a gravelly voice speak in a handful of words in English.
Duke spotted on top floor. Duke Nukem must die.
A second later, a rhythm of footsteps and excited alien barking approaches the front door in the foyer behind him. Duke rushes to the entrance, just in time to see a group of troopers from earlier rushing down the hallway to his right. Locking eyes with the assault captain leading the pack, the beast raises its blaster with a snarl. Duke slams the door and bolts it shut just as a handful of plasma slaps into it, two of the rounds splintering through the wood, nearly searing his flesh. Duke frantically slides furniture against the wooden frame as it nearly splits off its hinges from the relentless battering on the opposite side. Duke makes haste to his bedroom closet, tearing the doors open and throwing hanging clothes onto the ground behind him. Slipping his hand to the back of the confined space, his fingers tap a pattern of panels on the wall, and with a small click, the wall shifts aside to reveal a small white room. Duke steps into the cramped space, his footsteps echoing off the polished steel walls. Stopping in front of the round glass case, he pushes a small blue button, sliding the cabinet open with a fresh scent of clean linen. Duke takes in a deep breath of the refreshing aroma.
It's been too long.
Beneath the glow of fluorescent light, a cardinal red tank top radiates over a pair of combat-ready blue denim jeans, its gold-plated buckle shining with refined dignity. With a smirk, Duke strips off the tattered blue shirt and shredded black jeans, donning the pristine garments with gusto. Fastening the battle harness over his thick shoulders and clasping the belt around his waist, a surge of warm nostalgia washes over his body. Crinkles form at the edges of Duke's eyes as the smirk forms into a full-out grin of satisfaction.
Ready for action.
A small chime echoes off the walls of the tiny room, followed by a robotic message.
Voice recognition accepted. Password accepted. Ass-kicking protocol engaged.
The wall to Duke's left shoots out a jet of steam as it slowly opens up into the space. A pair of metallic arms unfold in a gesture of supplication, a large weapon of mass destruction nestles between its polished fingers. Duke heaves the mammoth of a gun into his arms, and his smile grows even wider as he slides his hands along its smooth, glossy body.
Just like Christmas.
The dual cannon Devastator glows to life as Duke's meaty arms slide into the slots on both sides of the weapon, his hands wrapping tightly around the grips inside. Before leaving the white box, Duke grabs 2 pistol magazines, a box of shells, 3 pipe bombs, 4 trip mines, a pair of fully charged night vision goggles, and a single holodeck disc. Exiting the closet, a crackle of broken glass beneath his boot draws Duke's attention as he passes the bedside. Kneeling down, Duke swipes up the photograph of Lonnie, only to find himself lost in her radiating smile, shining brilliantly beneath her beautiful auburn hair. Her irrevocable scream echoes in the confines of his mind, and tension swells in his jaw. Then he remembers the twins. He couldn't allow them to share Lonnie's fate. He had to move fast. Duke folds the photo into a pouch on his chest, then removes his cell phone. To his chagrin, the screen is spiderwebbed with cracks, no doubt from his mishap on the smashed-up motorcycle.
Well, shit.
He presses the buttons, and to his surprise, they light up.
At least I could still call. Let's hope nobody wants a text.
Before Duke has the chance to dial, however, the sound of splintering wood erupts from the foyer. As he slides back into the hall, a single clawed hand splinters through the door, fumbling at the locks. The barrels of Duke's Devastator level with the doorway, as the assault captain peers through the newly formed aperture, his face flushing white with terror.
Say hello to my little friend.
Duke squeezes the triggers, and a volley of high-speed miniature rockets zip from the face of the massive weapon, shattering what remained of the door, and turning the captain and all 3 of his accompanying troopers into a gory mush of blood and entrails.
God damn! I love this thing.
Before Duke has time to celebrate, a drawn-out, high-pitched beep splits through the corridor, as 3 sets of glowing red eyes pierce through the mist of blood and smoke. With a sharp robotic wand, a small group of sentry drones slip through the hazy cloud, darting straight at Duke. As they quickly move within a few feet from him, they begin emitting an ear-piercing ring, and before he has time to react, the closest drone explodes in a concentrated blast that violently throws Duke slamming into the nearby wall. Shaking the stars from his vision, Duke sees a second drone dashing towards him. He slaps the side of the jetpack strapped to his back, zooming out of the way just as a metallic bomb slams into the wall in a fiery blaze. Without sparing another moment, the final drone sweeps past the falling debris. Duke aims his course for the nearby window, thankfully left ajar the previous night. Tucking his arms, he rapidly speeds through the gap, but halfway through, his boot catches the frame, spinning him out of control 270 feet above nothing but solid concrete. Straining all the muscles in his body, Duke manages to control his aerial gyrations, bringing himself to a steady but unnerving sway. As his vision reorientates with the world around him, rapid movement from the window catches his eye as the drone zips through the misty sky towards him. Duke heaves the mighty weapon up with fierce aggression, training its sights on the glossy killing machine. The rain falls heavy, drenching Duke from head to toe, pelting the crest of his fearsome firearm and spilling over its chrome edges.
Die, you son of a bitch.
A thunderous blast erupts from the barrels, discharging rainwater as 3 micro-rockets pierce through the dampened sky towards their silver target. 2 of the missiles crash into the drone with devastating resonance, hurling shards of metal fragments screaming through the bleak sky. Duke exhales a liberating sigh of relief, and scans his surroundings in an attempt to find his bearings. A deafening explosion of gunfire above reminds him of the warring vessels overhead, shelling the hell out of the dome cannon atop the casino. Discerning his own vulnerability in the unprotected sky, Duke sweeps down the face of the neon-kindled ladykiller, scanning its drenched surface for a way back into the casino.
I gotta find the twins fast.
Recollecting the chaotic day, he remembers running into them earlier that morning in the lobby. Maybe they were still around. Slipping through the open window on the 3rd floor, Duke slides to a stop between rows of chattering slot machines and embarks on his desperate search. And that concludes another episode of Duke Nukem Evermore.
Game over.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and hit that subscribe button below if you'd like to keep up with Duke Nukem's adventure as it progresses along. Don't forget to hit that bell notification, that way you will actually be notified when a new video comes out.
Cheers.
As always, if you'd like to do your own Duke Nukem adventure with your friends or yourself, you can always click on that rulebook link down in the description below.
It's
If you do
ass-kicking
something
time.
cool like that and you want to share it with me, you can find my email at roastedzerg@gmail.com, and I am always open to feedback. And feedback for the game rules, or if you do a cool little adventure, you can send it on over to me with any dialogue and stuff like that, and I'll make a short little episode for you. And I will put all the same effort that I do into my videos for something special for you.
Who's next?
Stay tuned for another episode coming up real soon.
Thanks for hanging
and remember,
out.
Always bet on Duke.
Hail to the king, baby. That's the last time I do any role-playing.